gosh, it's time for Love Island Recap. Episodes 15 and 16 are going to be recapped right now here on Larger Curse. We might even have a special guest because, yeah, we might even get a special guest. So I'm going to let this intro play. Let the people come on in. On your way in, make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, and ring my bell. Ring my bell so you can get notified next time I upload a video. Okay? And so you can become part of the beautiful curvy community that we're growing over here in the YouTube streets. All right? All right. Now, I'm also going to need you guys to smash that subscribe button, share this video out. We are on our way to 3K. Okay? Okay? So that means that we only need like 5 more subs here to Larger Curves in order for us to get to 3K. So hopefully we'll be making that here today. Now, can you guys hear me okay? I hope you guys can hear me okay. Like I said, you're going to come on in here and we're going to get started. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me now?
Hey.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Are you on the speaker or are you in your headphones?
No, I'm trying to see where a picture is.
I don't know. It sounds like chiclets or something. Are you sucking on something?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. We're live like right this second. So you can stay blank if you like. I'm not sure like okay, so it should be on the right hand side. You see the circle to flip the camera. There's a mic. There's a filter button. There's some kind of like directors something, and then it looks like a camera, and then it looks like green screen. I don't know. What can you press on yours? While she comes on in, I'm going to go ahead and let this intro play. Larger, come get it, fire, larger, just like a star, larger. Here we all need more larger. She'll take you far, larger. Keep the lace off the larger. Come have some fun, larger. She's the one, larger. You know where to come. So come on in, you guys. Smash that button. Tell a friend. Double tap the screen to like the video. And be sure to engage, comment, share. And we are going to be getting this together. Okay? Okay. And remember, thanks for coming through. Subscribe, like, share. All right. Oh, no, the special guest left. Maybe they'll come back. So you know what I know. Let me tell what other person I'm in here. Hey, you guys, come on in. We're going to be doing Love Island. Okay, let me see. Somebody made this. Mommy. Mamacita, mama, mamacita. I'm a mommy. Jeremiah knows. I'm a mommy. Mama what? Dog? Mama what? Dog? I have a daughter. Like in real life? Yeah. Like a lady? I have a daughter. Like in real life? Yeah. Like a lady? But you have to promise me you're not going to say anything to any of the other guys because it's not their business. But I'm a mommy. I'm a mommy. I'm a mommy. I'm a mommy. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Okay, you guys. So we're going to be talking Love Island. Like I said, episodes 15 and 16. It was a lot. A lot of things are happening on Love Island. Yes. Now, look, me and my mom, I told you we just binge watched it last weekend. We're all caught up. We've been watching the things in real time as they appear. So, and Peacock is awesome because they've been giving episodes early so that we can vote. I did my first vote last night. So I am like totally participating in the shenanigans over there. Like I'm like trying to figure out how to have a watch party in my neighborhood. You know what I mean? So let's see. So yes, we're going to be talking about Love Island USA, episodes 15 and 16. Let me get my notes up. I have them right here. So I had a couple of takeaways from this episode that I want to start with. From episode 15, we had Meg Thee Stallion. Yes, Meg Thee Stallion had to come save the day because of all of the Huda meltdown of it all. And America was like saying that this was horrible. She needs to go. It's never been this toxic. This is horrible. She needs to go. And America was mad. And I told you guys, this is my first time watching, just binge watched. Only this season 7. Have no idea what's usual or what to expect. Have no idea. Like, I'm just finding out that all the people that are coming on the show are somewhere like in quarantine watching the show. So when Huda showed her ass, these new bombshells coming in know that Huda showed her ass for 2 days, you know? And that's enough to scare anybody up. You don't want to be on the receiving end of that just for playing the game, right? Anyway, so there was a lot of different things that happened in this episode that we're going to talk about here on Larger Curves today. Now, in episode 15, we start off with Meg Thee Stallion herself. The Grammy Queen, Meg Thee Stallion, crashes the Fiji villa in radiant gold metallic swimsuit to host a sizzling twerk limbo puzzle challenge, promoting her hot girl summer swimwear line. And the insiders decked out in the bikinis that Meg Thee Stallion bought, okay? And they were really cute. And from what I hear, you can even get them down to the Walmart, okay? As the girls and boys competed in head-to-head, as the girls and boys competed head-to-head in competitions. Megan built up the hype, she dished advice, and even reenacted the viral moment with Ariana Madix, bringing energy and star power to the tension-filled villa. Like I said, there had been a lot of tension because of the Huda of it all. Who Huda? The Huda of it all. Who Huda? Yeah, the same Huda that's this. That was busted out with Mamacita. Is that this one? This one. Mamacita. I'm a mommy. Mamacita. I'm a mommy. Mamacita. Yay, our special guest is here. I told you guys how Mama Curves has been watching with me on these videos. Okay, we binge watch together on the phone. Like, what time until you catch up? Hey, so she's here. Can we hear you? Can you say hello?
Hello.
Yay! All right. So we are here talking about Love Island. I'm just getting started. Carmi. CD, we're calling her CD. This is actually Mama Curves, you guys. Mama Curves is in the house. Go ahead and say hello to Mama Curves. Purple's her favorite color. If you guys want to put something purple in the chat for her, that would be so wonderful. So how are you today, Mamacita? Are you a mommy, Mamacita?
Hey.
Hey. Listen, you know how everybody likes that line that Huda said about I'm a mommy, Mamacita. I'm a mommy, Mamacita. Uh, they made a song out of it. Here it goes. Mamacita. I'm a mommy. Mamacita. I'm a mommy. Mamacita. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? People go way too far. The internet has zero chill, you guys, and we love it. We're here for it, right? Right, CD?
Right on.
Right on, right proper. Now I'm not too sure. What are you chewing or something over there, lady? I just had me a little scrambled egg and zucchini right before we came on.
Now, is my picture there?
Huh? Yeah, I see your picture, your Forbes billionaire picture that we took when we went to the um, convention.
That's me. Um, I'm not chewing anything anymore. I just took a nap after I talked to you, and it was so yummy. You know how you
Yeah,
get a little just cozy up nap.
yeah. And it was like a nice little perfect disco nap kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, let's tell the people a little bit about my Mama Curves. So she was at an event last night and she mentioned Love Island to somebody and they were like, oh my goodness, tell them what happened.
Well, there was this. Um, what was it? It's a revival at the church house, and they were playing. Um, DJ was out on the in the parking lot, and they had it all sectioned off, and they were bumping out there. I'm telling you, it was loud, so the whole neighborhood could hear it. And this young girl, a black girl, um, she reminded me so much of Love Island. She was so attractive and
Uh,
just was strutting her stuff, right? And every young man she passed by did a double take. And when she got up to me, I said, "Well, you are just beautiful, just like those young ladies on Love Island. She got the biggest grin on her face, like, "What you doing watching that?" And so we talked a little bit, and she told me her name, and so we just kept on going, and it was just an interesting reaction. So then they had a Soul Train line going outside to the bumping music that they had going on. And this friend, she comes over, grabs my arm, said, "Come on, come on, come on! You gotta go down the Soul Train line." It's first I said, "No, no, no." I said, and my knee was hurting, and was I needed my cane, and she said, "Oh no, here you could walk with me." So, but then when she gets to the line, she lets go. So I'm walking down, I'm walking down the line, and then I bent my knees so I could, my what flash was, if I could dance down the line like Love Island, and I thought, no, you don't want to fall. Do not do that. My head was like really, it was pounding. Focus. Just you got to get to the end of the line. Just focus. So I was moving my arms and waving them in the air, and I even twirled around once. Put your hands in the air like you don't care. I get to the end of the line, and everyone is hysterical. And I get over to this group of young men who they work the parking lot and stuff, and they always helping me with stuff. They got over and said, "Oh, we thought you was going." Uh, it wasn't. They didn't say fall, but when I bent my knees, I thought you was going. What's it called when you do that? There's a name for it. I said, "No, I was just trying to do my Love Island moves," and they fell out because this is the day after Megan was on, right? Is that her name, Megan? The Stallion lady?
Yeah, make the stallion.
Okay. They fell out. They said, "Well, you did good. You did good." And then okay, Reverend. Okay, Reverend. It
That's hilarious.
was a fun time, though.
Yeah.
Fun time.
So you guys, this is a phenomenal, like cult-like following show. I understand what the hype is about. It's just something about being able to participate and this experiment that it is, the social experiment that this whole series is actually really interesting too, to see how people navigate that, because there's still a way to, like, I guess, be nice while you're still in somebody in front of them. You know what I mean? So it's a social experiment in not only who can you connect with, but then how do you navigate those connections in these friendships that you're building, you know? So it's like two things happening. And because also then, because America can vote, you don't want to come off like a complete, like, just bitch either. Like, and you can't come off like a sleazy anything either, you know, like a complete asshole either. Or there's backlash and ramifications for that, which we see because of the voting thing, right? And because if America doesn't like you, they'll be able to vote you off by not voting for you. So last night's vote, that was the first vote I got to vote in, was actually who's your favorite guy and who's your favorite girl. And Mama Curves, I found out that you were actually supposed to be able to vote until 9:30 our time. It was open for 2.5 hours. And we were on there at 7:23 and you couldn't vote. So I don't know what the heck is wrong with that. It must be a glitch in their system. Hopefully they'll have it figured out before the next time we do something, which might be as soon as Tuesday. Wouldn't that be exciting? Were you talking? I can't hear you. So anyway, you guys, thanks for coming to Larger Curve. Smash the like button, share the video out, and let's go through this. I'm going to keep on going with this recap of episode 15. I was just on how Meg Thee Stallion got there and she hosted the Twerk Limbo Puzzle Challenge. And whoever won was going to get their bombshell for the prospective sex, right? So if the girls won, they were going to get a male bombshell. And if the guys won, they were going to get a female bombshell. But in true Love Island fashion, the women won, but the men still got their bombshell. And the bombshell was bombshelling, okay? Where'd it go? I don't know why this didn't download in order. Where does... Did I forget something? Oh, here we go. So we have 2 new bombshells. I'm trying to get to them. Sorry, you guys. Here we go. So we have 2 new bombshells come on. And one is TJ, who they're calling, he said he looks like JD Vance. And now I can't unsee it. And then we have Andreina, I think her name is. And she's a new bombshell. And she walks in very thick and snatched and beautiful and has an accent. She's Spanish. She's from Spain, I think. And yes. So these are the new bombshells that arrived. And they arrive because of the contest, the twerking contest that Meg Thee Stallion hosted, right? So that was such a cute little hosting thing too. Let me see if I have that image for us. Because they had a twerk off and the boys ended up winning the twerk off, I think. Let me see, can I get to that? Do, 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 do. Oh, wow. Lots of photos. I'm going to have to go back and delete all this stuff. It's a lot. Oh, here we go. Did have that. So the girls came out with Meg Thee Stallion, and then they had a freak off contest, and Taylor was hilarious. Oh my gosh, why does Taylor's face look like, let me see, can I get it in the right place? It's hilarious because Taylor, I think this might be better. Taylor was making the funniest faces while he was doing his twerk off. And none of the guys were twerking. They all looked like they were just doing Magic Mike dances. And then who else was doing crazy stuff? Austin really put his back into it. He was one of the first guys to go. So he really made them step up because Austin was giving it to them. He backed it up on Amaya, who is calling him baby the same way she was calling Ace baby. And she's very like, oh my God, we're so together. We're just going to lock in. We love each other so much. And then we have Olandria making it clap. And then we had Huda, who made it clap. For a very long time, they showed Huda making it clap. I was actually surprised. I don't know. I always got something to say. And then we had Shelly make it clap. And then we had Huda, who was so excited when Meg the Stallion got there because she's like, it's all because Meg the Stallion that I even know how to have my little booty, how I even know how to throw my little booty back. It's all because Meg the Stallion. And so she was really going for it. It was hilarious. Of course, Ace loved the challenge because, you know, he's a dancer. We didn't get to see Pepe shake his who thing, shake his who thing. Yeah, yeah. Show him how you do it now. We didn't get to see him do it, but we did get to see Nick throw it back. He was throwing that ass in a circle. Nick was. Look, I pressed the button. Is it going to go through? Yeah. Nick was throwing that ass in a circle. So it was a lot of fun. They had a lot of fun when Meg was there. And I was telling Carmela, I was telling Mama Curves, hey, Mamere, look, I got Mama Curves to come up. That's my mom, you guys. Her beautiful face in that Forbes, that's really what she looks like, yes. So, am I still here? Hi. So I was telling Mama Curves that I'm so excited that I was telling everybody that Mama Curves might stop by, and here she is. And we're talking about when Meg the Stallion stopped by, and I told Mama Curves I thought it was because I don't know who called who. I don't know if Meg called, and she's like, I was really loving the show, but Huda flipping out for 2 days, messed it up. Is there anything I can do to get this show back on track and make people love it again? And then production was like, yeah, sure, come. Or was it production who called? And they were like, we see you like the show a lot. Was there any chance that you would be able to come to Fiji and freaking we'll showcase your hot girl summer wear, and you can host a challenge of twerking, limbo, and a puzzle to introduce the bombshells and lighten the mood of the entire show because everything has been brought down so heavy because of the fighting for the last few days. So can, uh-oh. So, I don't know. It's saying I can't fetch that. So, can you bring your fabulosity over here to the freaking island, to the villa? And then Meg the Stallion, if you go on her Instagram page, she has a new rap, and it starts with the Stallion at the villa, the hot girl summer at the villa. So she already worked it into a song and everything. She loves Love Island, and she loves the girls, and she was able to go in the girls' dressing room and tell them all about themselves in the very nicest, beautiful way. Um, yeah, so it was really cute. Also, while Meg was there, Meg was there, and Huda decided to go talk to Jeremiah one more time. And the new bombshells were introduced. And the new bombshells are, like I said, TJ, who's also known as JD Vance, and where'd you go? Here we go. TJ and I want to call her Adriana. I should really know her name better. So the new bombshells, yeah, Andreina, Adriana. Yeah, it's Adriana and Andriana. So TJ, he's like, he founded some frat. I saw some guys on Instagram were like, oh, that's our founding father for something Phi to Phi or something like that. And then Adrina, she wanted to chat with several guys. Of course, she had her eye on Nick and Jeremiah. Now, what I'm understanding is that the bombshells are quarantined until it's time for them to come on the show. But during that quarantine, they're either looking at the show or seeing the show or have seen the people in the house who they're going to get to select. And so um, Andreina comes in with her eye on Jeremiah, and Nick. JD Vance, no, TJ comes on and he has his eye on Hannah and Sierra. So TJ pulled Iris for a chat and like kissed her the first night over there in the little pit where Ace was sleeping. And Andreina chatted with Nick and Jeremiah, like I said. Huda and Hannah end up between episode 15 and 16, kind of um, clashing over, not really full clash. We didn't see any drama, places everybody, but we did see when the people wanted to chat that on the top there, that's Sierra and TJ, the new bombshell. So he pulled Sierra for a chat, and people who've been watching know that Sierra is dating Nick. And they've been like coupled up for since Sierra came on as a bombshell and got Nick away from Ella. No, Bella. And then in the middle, we see Huda finally decides she wants to play the game and have the game for the experience, the way everybody in the house has been telling her to play the game that she refused to do and pretended she didn't know how to do. And that what was so bad about locking in with somebody on the first week when you're going to be there for 6 weeks? Get out of my face. And so, anyway, then Hannah and all the girls in episode 14 stood behind Huda and saved her. And then in by episode 15, Huda is pulling Pepe for a chat. Now, that's strange because Pepe and Hannah had just had this, where so they are like coupled for real, for real. And then after Hannah spits in her hand, yeah, that's Hannah. They have full on sex on these shows. Mom, how did you feel about that? Witnessing sex. She spit in her hand and they were doing it right there on our face.
Well, they were sure moving like they were doing it.
They were. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm watching porn. I was like, oh my gosh. So we had two smash ups. We had Hannah spit in her hand for Pepe. And then we had Sierra mount Nick. And that was both after Meg the Stallion left, kind of. But it wasn't like in the same moment, I don't think. Anyway, those are the two couples that smashed in episodes 15 and 16. First, it was Hannah and Pepe. So when Huda pulls Pepe for a chat without even saying a word to the girl that saved her, it's like, oh, you're going to decide to. She's like, I just really want you to have the experience. And then so Huda goes and zeroes in on her man. She could have said, oh, well, I was going to chat with Pepe first or some shit like that. But she didn't say nothing. She just was like being sneaky about it too. Like she was like, can I pull you for a chat? Usually people are like, hey, can I pull you for a chat? At least that's what I noticed. I thought. What did you think, Mom? Did you think that Huda was being a little sneaky when she asked Pepe for a chat? She's like,
Huda's always doing some backhanded stuff. So yeah.
so tell
And
us what you think about Huda. Huda.
Huda.
Huda. Huda.
I don't like Huda. And when I went to vote last night, I couldn't vote that I want her gone.
You want Huda gone. Why do you want her gone? Because
Because
she's,
she's so messy.
yeah,
She is messy. She has attitude. She's always trying to start something,
yeah.
and she don't know how to play the game.
Right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming through. Q's in the house. I am redeemed. When does it come out? Keep missing new. Oh, they come out every day. That's the thing. This is like a freaking soap opera, you guys. This is like a live action soap opera. You guys thought Beyond the Gates was good. Okay, you can't even interact with Beyond the Gates. This is every day for 6 weeks live. Well, it's not live. Like yeah, like they film it in real time, kind of, because we voted last night and we're affecting Sunday's game. So it's kind of in real time that all this stuff is happening. Like the people who get voted off, they're coming home and uploading a video because it literally just really happened. Okay, so like if they got voted off on Sunday, it's Sunday they got voted off. So we vote Friday, we affect Sunday. If they get voted off Sunday, they're voted off Sunday. They can upload and be like, oh, this, and this happened or whatever on Sunday after they leave. It's that soon in time. Mamere, your mom is stunning. She's gorgeous, right? Yes. Is she here? Yeah, that's her. That's her. Oh, look, Mom. Mamere says it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, I said hi right there.
Oh, that's she was saying hi to you, Mamere.
I don't
Yeah.
know quite how this works, but
Yeah, this is my mother's first live, you guys. Her favorite color is purple, so anything purple you put in the chat, except for eggplants, anything purple you put in the chat would be appreciated. If anybody puts eggplant, delete it. There is enough eggplants over in the island, huh, Carmelas?
there you
Oh,
go.
so, um, one thing is that I've been telling my curvies here, Mama Curves, is that I'm a woman of a certain age. And like, I remember shows where if they were married, they were sleeping in two separate beds because they didn't want viewers to have the idea that people slept in the same bed because it was going to promote like fornication, which is a sin according to the Bibles. At least they used to say it was. And so there would be like they wouldn't show I Dream of Jeannie's belly button. She had a whole half halter top on, and the genie pants, which everybody knows are kind of low usually for belly dancing harem stuff. But even that garb was above her belly button because they weren't gonna belly buttons were very risque. And so what are your thoughts about that?
It was called promiscuity, and separate beds, separate bedrooms, and the way now this would be sort of the 50s, 60s that I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
All of this would never have been on TV. And Lord have mercy, when Megan was on the other night, that that was so far removed from what was acceptable.
Yeah.
That was the sins and fornication, and they're all gonna go to hell.
Right?
Oh my goodness. The social norms, the evolution of social norms.
Uh-huh.
Look at that. You had to be covered up. In fact, wearing a sleeveless dress was not okay. You couldn't show
Yeah,
your
like a
couldn't
big kerfuffle when the Kennedy, Jackie O, didn't she wear like something sleeveless one time? And it's kind of like when Michelle Obama would go sleeveless at the White House, they would have a lot to say about stuff.
exactly. And
Uh,
the uh even men, there was a dress code. And what was it, Obama that wore the light colored suit or something?
yeah, wore like a tan suit.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was not acceptable, kind of thing. But back in the day, you couldn't roll with girls like this because um, it was as though you would literally catch some kind of disease and start acting like them.
Uh-huh.
And then,
And the
of
word
course, there
I
was no mixture in terms of the races like this.
uh-huh.
So black folks had a place. It was ethnically um, boundaries. And then within those boundaries, like black folks, there was the real fair skin to the real dark skin. Um, the scripts that were preordained um, they were like codified in a way that, ooh, you can't hang out with that girl. I remember her name too, Brenda something. And she,
was Brenda.
in junior high school, and kissing up on people the way they're doing here. Lord, getting in the same bed with a boy, have
Uh-huh.
mercy. Your daddy got his shotgun. But it is a fascinating thing to have lived it and now to see what's going on.
Right.
Yeah. But which does not mean I'm not enjoying this Love Island.
It's
It's like surreal
right.
for
It's
me,
shockingly surreal.
and maybe for people who are in it, it's surreal. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, especially once that cold sore popped out, they were
Oh,
like,
I'm
okay,
telling you. Oh,
when
passing
the
all
cold
them
sore popped out,
germs and
oh,
carrying
this
on.
is
Just
real.
oh, and
When
then last night when they was spitting in each other's mouth. Oh my
the,
Lord, have
I'm,
mercy.
I'm sorry. They were doing the grossest night. I can't even.
Oh,
So, okay, so
that's gross. Just
when Huda,
plain. Mm-mm.
and did you notice when Huda and when Huda and Taylor were talking, and she promised that she was going to let it go, and then she immediately goes and wants to talk to Jeremiah. Immediately
Mm-hmm.
after she eavesdropped, though, and then she goes and she pulls him for a chat. So she knows how to pull somebody for a chat in another person's face, because when she wanted to pull Jeremiah for a chat, she goes up where Iris was sitting in the speakeasy, remember? And they're sitting in there, and Iris comes up and is like, she's like, yeah, sure, you can chat. And then Huda's like, but can I sit there? Like, she wanted her to get, there's all these other places to sit. You just got left again. And so for her to still wake up the next day after the girls were like, we're not saving her again. And she still woke up and was like, oh, it's so hard to watch them. It's so weird to watch them. I was like, shut up. Just shut up and experience the experience. Who does too much? Okay, let's see. Um, then we go over here to since the new girls came, I added too many more photos. Sorry, you guys. Here we go. So since after everybody chats and they pull everybody to the side after Meg the Stallion left and turned things from a frown to a smile. She turned that frown upside down. And I, as a viewer, I was like, oh my God, is this what everybody was talking about? It was the funnest episode, the twerking, the vibe, the energy was high. Wasn't the Meg Thee Stallion episode like a literal turnaround in vibe check? I don't think it means Huda needs to stay, but I do appreciate that Meg was able to come and just turn things around. It was so much fun to witness. What did you guys think? Just now seeing, yes, I texted you. I mean, I went to check your Instagram because I did. I was like, I'm live now. And look, Ann, it's my mom. Mama Curves came up. Mama Curves, say hi to Annie. Are you still on here? I don't
I'm
know.
still here.
Yeah,
Hi.
Curves, you guys. I told you guys how I was going to try to make her come up here. So she's been watching with me. Last night she had to watch by herself because I had already voted and everything by the time she got home. And but she has thoughts, and we were just sharing thoughts on just like how vastly different things are. And I'm totally anti-censorship, and I'm like, hey, sometimes you need to know. And also some of this stuff I don't want to necessarily have in my head for information. You know what I mean? You can't unsee some things. And some of the things we can't unsee from this episode is when Hannah hawk toot in her hand in order to have sex with Pepe. That was so brazenly bold in a room full of so many people. I mean, there's hearing it, there's smelling it, there's hearing it. That was very brazen. And then the next hookup we have was Sierra and Nick. I put the hook for hookup. See that, Carmela? I'm being cheeky. Okay. It was a lot. It was a lot. So after all those people hook up, the next big to do is what's your beef? What's your beef? So that's episode 16. And that was the challenge game because the herpes was gone. The herpes simplex was gone. And so they were able to play a kissing game again. And one of my curvies, it's 111, Carmilla. It's 111. Shout out. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. 111. Where are we? What's your beef? Okay, yeah, they hooked up. I made the best banana bread yesterday, you guys. Yeah, so then the next scene was them all running across the thing to Where's Your Beef because Nick's poor cold sore was gone. Now, everybody was trying to trace the cold sore back to the originator of the cold sore. And I heard a very interesting theory that I'm willing to share with you guys. Let me see, can I find it first? So, okay, we got to talk about it. This is a PSA. A PSA. Because there was, this was not in the house when the house first started. And a friend of mine told me that this is very common and it's kind of not that big of a deal because everybody allegedly has the HSV in them in the antibody for it. And then on Instagram, darn, I don't have my other phone, because a nurse practitioner went live and she was saying that the herpes simplex is not a CDC recommended screener in a STI, STD testing. So all these people get tested for STDs. I call them diseases. They call them eyes. I'm old school. That's another thing. So all these people get tested for STDs and STIs, but they go according to the CDC suggested. They go according to the CDC suggested screening. So in that screening, the CDC, according to this nurse practitioner, said that HSV, herpes simplex virus, there's 1, 2, and 3. Hi. Hi. Excuse me. My allergies are so bad today. Sorry about that. So, you guys smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, ring the bell. We're like 4 or 5 away from 3K subscribers over here on Larger Curves. We gladly support the channel. We love it over here. And we thank you guys for coming through. You can share it out, get a lot of people in here because we're going to have some fun today. Okay. Thank you. So the nurse practitioner also said that the CDC does not recommend testing for HSV, herpes simplex virus, because everybody pretty much, well, more than not, has the antibodies for this in their bloodstream. And that's the only way to actually screen for it is to test for antibodies. So the CDC is thinking that, well, since everybody has it, if we include it, then everybody's going to be having STI, and we don't want to have everybody having an STI, so we could just not take it in. And if they have an active lesion, if they have an active lesion, and that comes in contact with somebody, then now it's contagious, and now you can do it that way. But it's also, you can specifically test the sore once it's there and confirm that it is in fact not just a cold sore that won't be contagious, but is in fact HSV, which is contagious. And then you too can end up or activate your HSVs, allegedly. I think. I'm not a doctor. Google it. Okay. Also, the nurse practitioner says that the HSV, she's like, it's not even like somebody had a cold sore, because if everybody has the antibodies, the Love Island people didn't test for this antibody because everybody has it. One of the triggers to make it pop out and show somebody is a lesion or stress. So the RN was saying that, well, maybe, it's a high stress situation. So maybe that's why the thing popped out on Nick, and it looked like Nick had one. It looked like Austin had some things happening. They said it looked like Ace had something happening. And so I think all those people had kissed Bella. And then remember, Bella had left with that huge bruise on her lip. And I don't know if somebody distorted it and made it look a little juicier when she was talking to Nick. I think they did, because when I was watching it, I didn't notice it that juicy. I did. Remember Carmilla? I was like, oh my God, look at her lip. Look at her lip. Oh my gosh, remember? And that was even before the herpes popped out. I was like, look at her lip. Look at her lip. And then she left, and then the thing popped out. So I'm thinking, me and my freaking level 8 stuff. But okay, so the PSA, you guys, the PSA, do not kiss active open lesions. There's something called spray 9 or spray something. Somebody said in the chat the other day that worked excellent. Do your own research. But it's not as bad as I was making it out to be, is the moral of the story. Like, I'm just high key, like, so, but as it turns out, things happen. This is one of them. Everybody has an antibody for it. And I needed to chill. The internet can chill now. There's cold sores in the house, but they can pop out because of stress or because of stuff. And as long as nobody's actively kissing, which we all did notice, there was no kissing the whole time Huda was yelling. That could have been part of the angst, is the whole time Huda was yelling for those 2 days, he had the thing really big and nobody was kissing. And as soon as it got healed, now we're on. We are on. Soon as it got healed, is this one? Soon as it got healed, this happened. Sierra mounted him, couldn't even wait. It still had a little darkness there, but I guess it wasn't like gaping or whatever. So she decided to take a chance and, hey, okay. And not only that, but then we get to the farm for What's Your Beef? Now, this game was intended to be gross and disgusting and had nothing to do with beef. Okay? It was literally just to do what Love Island does, which is give the new Bombshells what? A chance to kiss everybody in the thing. Because, okay, so whenever Bombshells come on, they get to go around kissing whoever they want, whoever they've had their eye on, whoever they're semi-interested in, whoever caught their eye. And the whole social experiment would still allow for that to happen. However, when you first get there, you get what's like, you get a chance to have to dibs, right? So if somebody else is coupled up, you would have the opportunity to dibs that other person in the couple just because you're a bombshell and came in and want to. Okay? So you would have the opportunity to break up the couple. So we have Andreina in the red and we have TJ in the orange chaps. And they get to this barn. And at the barn, you guys, they're running to the barn. Everybody's having fun. It looked like it was going to be so much fun. They all have on their milkmaid costumes. It was giving young lady Chatterley on like some OnlyFans style, you know, those who know. And then they get to the place. They're at this barn, and it's also that the new people can kiss. It's also the new people can kiss the and see who they want. They've come in talking about who they want to access. Of course, Andreina wanted Jeremiah. TJ Vance wanted Hannah and Sierra specifically. And then they sit down and they play a game, you guys. And here's where we start getting gross. Trigger warning for anybody who doesn't like bodily fluids, for anybody who has a queasy stomach, for anybody who does not, is that going to turn back? Uh-oh. So trigger warning for anybody who has a queasy stomach or doesn't like gross things, then you might want to like, I don't know what you want to do, but you're about to see some really gross stuff that is really, really, really gross. And I don't even know. Yeah. So, okay. So then they get to the barn and it looks like fun, right? So they have this obstacle course. Let me see. Can I get that picture for us? They have an obstacle course where they have to wheelbarrow, the women have to wheelbarrow a man through an obstacle course. And then and it has everything to do with milk. Like, so if they bump into anything, milk spills on them. If they do something else, then they have to go bob for a name so they can kiss. And then after they kiss, so it's like an obstacle course on a farm that kind of has to do with, let's try this one. Here we go. Okay. So it's an obstacle course, as you can see right here. And the girls pick a guy or they're coupled with, and they get to go on this obstacle course. And then after they run this obstacle course, they come to the first thing right here that's at the bottom, and it looks like a trough. So in that trough, instead of bob for apples like a fruit, it's a cardboard apple, and you pick it and it has the name of somebody for you to kiss. Now, what we're finding in these kissing games when you're bobbing for stuff or picking random names, production actually has a hand in it and will load the basket or the trough or whatever it is with extra people's names, right? So, like, they had the last kissing game, they had Olandria's name in there like 18 times. She got kissed by 12 people that day. And so in this bucket, they had the two bombshells a lot, in my opinion. So after you finish the trough, then you pick the person you want to kiss. So you're totally, where are we? Then we go here, 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 here. Thanks for coming through. Smash the buttons, ring the bells. So then you kiss whoever you pulled the name of. So this is the first thing you do. You're going to kiss whoever's name you pulled. Yeah. So they're all kissing. At the top, that's Olandria and Ace. They picked each other's name to kiss. And then and it's at random. And then we had the new girl and somebody. It looks like Nick. And then we had practically a gangbang situation where TJ and Nick are pictured here. Let me point out stuff to you. So TJ and Nick at the same time are kissing Sierra and Iris. Then they switched right there in that moment after some are already drenched with, okay, drum roll please, the milk that they squirted in their mouth from fake udders. Nick's udder game. Nick had udder game, you guys. He was uttering the udderlings, okay? He had no shame in his udder techniques, okay? And then after the guy would get wheelbarrowed through, you pick a name, you kiss a random person, you get to the next station, the guy puts milk in his mouth, he then spits the milk. He then spits the milk. Yeah, this is where it gets gross. He then spits the milk into the open, willing mouth of his random partner. No, of his partner. Okay? It's swinging, not gangbanged. Hey, I'm not sure. I haven't been on many, many swings. Well, me and my husband did go to Power Exchange one time. I'll tell you guys about it. But so then you spit into the person's mouth. Then she spits in a bucket. And then they take that bucket and they dump it on a person's head. And then, so that's spit milk getting dumped on a person's head. And then some people are really into it because up top, that's Hannah. So that's Hannah up top. Let me see. That's Hannah. You see how her mouth is completely open? This is a stream of the bucket of regurgitated milk fluid from two people. So now it's extra warm. It's put in a bucket. They then pour it on your head, or in this case, throw it into your face. Her mouth was open. She accepted it all, and then she re-spits it out, and she's like, and then she gets to go kiss another person, you guys. This is Amaya down here just accepting Austin's spit so openly. Oh, give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. So I was really put off by this whole thing. So after they do that, then they start all over again. So every couple, and there's 10 couples now. No, still 8. No, I think 5. 5 couples. And they go through this again. The herpes just left. This is as the herpes are just dry. I'm sorry. I can't. But even ChatGPT was like, look, it's just something that happens. A lot of people have it. So, but me particularly, I can't. Mama Curves, did you have any thoughts on this whole debauchery thing? In your most intimate moments ever in life, did you think to accept spit in your mouth? Like, I'm just like, I don't know how that's going to bring us closer, because if you spit in my mouth, I'm going to vomit. And I don't know that vomit brings us closer. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Let's go through some of these comments while Mama Curves is getting her mic together. Bianca, look at all the curvies come through. So we have Mamere, we have I Am Redeemed, Q's channel, CD, Palaver Girl. Yep, Palaver, that's my mommy. Anne says, hiya, just now seeing you. Hello, beautiful Mama Curves. Welcome to the live. Yes, it's lovely to hear from you. Hannah is here to have fun, nothing serious at all. Hey, Cindy Love. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Nick is a snake in the grass. Really? I feel like Nick has kind of been playing an upfront game. Now he did, well, I don't know. There was a different way to handle Bella, than how he handled Bella. Like, he was interested in her, but he was more interested in Sierra when it came time to choose. And at least he went and talked to Bella after he dumped her. I also think about Sierra as well. Happy Saturday, everybody. Bianca Edwards is in the house. To be fair, the couples don't seem to be authentic. Even though Ace and Shelly do have a chemistry, I agree. They do have a nice little chemistry. Happy Saturday. We can skip the spitting of it all. Please, please. Can we? Do you promise? I hope I don't. I hope not. I hope this isn't like something all the time. Ugh. It's just, yeah. Okay, I want to get Ace away from Shelly. I would have voted for her if not for him. Oh, so you didn't vote for. Oh, why? Because if we vote for one, then both are safe or something? The food challenges are absolutely disgusting. Ugh. Ace the Menace. He's the youngest yet running the whole villa. He was funny, but now he seems to be closed off. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Something's up with him. He doesn't really like to be touched. He's having to come out of his shell more. He's having to be touched more. He actually, now that Huda's freed up, I feel like his energy and his attention might be split because he's trying to figure out a way to go over and slide into Huda's chat thing without looking like a complete like hater now, because if you step to her at this point, you're just going to look like you were hating on Jeremiah the way everybody thinks you were because you really wanted some Huda for yourself. But I still think Huda needs to go. I don't think he's running the villa. I think he just speaks on everyone's situation. Yeah, Ace is afraid of commitment, so he flies from it. Bombshell to bombshell. Bella had no personality. Bella would have been a good match to Taylor. That's what I thought. They were both seem slow. I think we actually have love on the spectrum. We have Love Island on the spectrum. I'm feeling like there's a lot of spectrum behavior on this island. I'm not a doctor. Hey, there's just some little things that I noticed with some of the social dynamics and the social interactions of some of these people that it's like, oh, yeah, but also half of them just got their hypothalamus engaged, which doesn't fully engage until you're 25. So Ace is 22, Taylor's 22. I think Austin is like either 24 or 26. So that just happened, you know? And so there's that to be said. Nick had been playing in Jeremiah's face. He voted for Jeremiah to leave, and he had been voting against Jeremiah. Yeah, I agree. Ace thinks he's running the villa. You're so right. He's involved in everything and everyone. Bella and Taylor, Amaya and Austin. Yes, I'm telling you, that is very watching Austin and Amaya talk, the amount of doe eyes going on over there is so cute. They're so sweet in a different way. Yes. So okay. So also in this episode, after all this spitting and stuff is happening, after they race through this rugged obstacle course featuring mouth to mouth milk passages, kisses, and a final bucket pour, Taylor and Oleandra Taylor and Oleandra had a situation in the confessional in the midst of all that where um so did you guys see when Olandria was like, you stink, and he was like, smell it, and she's like, no, it's like you smell like ass. I was like, that's not cool, dude. But hey, there's no other way. You're the one on TV around all these cameras. When am I really going to get the chance to tell you in private? There's mics everywhere. At least I pulled you to a confessional situation and told you, and not in front of everybody when I got up. But you smell like ass, bro. And the look on her face and the lower one in the yellow, you don't want anybody to look like that. She's like leaning away from him like, this is not funny. This is not cute. But look, I don't know if she really considered really considered this whole idea about being a farm girl, because farms stink. Every farm I ever been to smells like an ass. So if she doesn't like the smell of ass, I think she's gonna have to get over it if she's gonna go onto farm life. Okay, let's see. Carrie says Ace is afraid of rejection. If the new girl would have pulled him, he would have been excited, but he won't make the first move unless he picks up a sign that you like him first. Carrie, I will still vote them up in the end. They're the best couples we have. Did you guys vote last night? Can I get a 1 in the chat if you got to vote? Can I get a 5 in the chat if you'll vote next time but didn't vote this time? Jeremiah and Andreina. Yeah, I like them. I actually don't mind a recoupling happening. I'm willing to let go of everything that happened with Jeremiah and Huda. I'm not holding Jeremiah's feet to any more fire than I'm already am. I don't feel like he did a lot wrong. I feel like he did the best he could. It was clear as soon as she said baby that he was looking for an out. And now you call me bitch for 2 days and tell me I'm not a man for 2 days and I'm a liar and you're saying all of these things to me for 2 days. Like, you just helped me make the decision. Like, I'm not sure why you expected me to take this. It's like, did anybody in here watch Love Hotel, where Shannon and Earl the Pearl were going back and forth for the full freaking 3 weeks or whatever it was? And it's just like, you guys are already arguing like you've been married for 5 years at least and having money problems. They was arguing like she was in tears, okay? And you're on a dating show, have all these fine options coming in, and you're sitting here kicking it with somebody who always has you crying. You're not playing right, ma'am. You are not playing right, okay? Because there shouldn't have been no tears on Love Island, except for tears of joy. Like, if anything, she should have been crying at how big it was and how good it was. That's what she should have been crying at. She shouldn't have been crying at all the other stuff she was getting up and crying about. That you're playing the game wrong if you're sitting there crying, Huda. If Huda had cried to Jeremiah several times before the blow up. So I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know how long postpartum lasts. I do actually. It's 5 years per birth. And actually it's 5 years per pregnancy. So you can even have been pregnant, lost, and then you still can experience postpartum for up to 5 years from that pregnancy. And so, it felt like Huda had a lot of insecurities that were playing out as control, as needing control or something. And it was just really interesting to me that, they were already so deep in, and it hasn't even been that long. Look, those would have been red flags. If you weren't on Fiji, on Love Island, everything that Huda and Jeremiah experienced in those first couple days, even before her blow up, would have been red flags. When somebody likes you too fast, that should be a red flag, even for Luann. So yeah, so then there was this scene where after the milkmaid thing, Olandria and Taylor are talking to Huda, and they're asking her, did you talk to Hannah before you pulled Pepe for a chat? Because, everybody knows Hannah spit in her hand. Like, so, and Hannah was part of the reason you got to stay. So did you even talk to her before you did that? And she's like, no, I didn't know how to play the game. Please. You asked Iris to speak to the boy, though. Anyway. So then that was pretty much the episode. The end of the episode did show us that Nick and the new Bombshell have a connection they're willing to explore. But the new Bombshell, Andreina and Jeremiah, also will be exploring a new connection. Pepe likes the new connection also. Huda was chasing him around. There's nothing there. because I feel like they saw how she was acting and they don't want to be bothered. Literally, Pepe was like, I like people who are quiet like me. That was his way of telling her that I'm not interested, bitch. That's what that was. Because you spent all that time yelling. So anyway, so then I got to do my first vote. And let me show you guys here. So the upper one where let me see. So the vote that mattered, I had to see it. So the vote that mattered is this one. This is the vote that you had to register to vote in. The window was supposed to be for 2.5 hours. It opened at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and it was supposed to go until, right on, Annie. Thank you so much. Um, thank you so much. So Huda, so the vote was supposed to be 2.5 hours, but I voted at 7:03 is the timestamp on my thing. Carmela, Mama Curves, was like, how do I vote? We had already registered her and everything. She called me at 7:23. Very interesting. 7:23 exactly, because mine went in at 7:03. So 20 minutes later, the voting was supposed to be up for 2.5 hours, so till 9:30. She calls me at 7:23, and we were unable to cast her vote because there was some kind of wicked loop going on where every time she checked, there was nothing. It just kept saying to register, but then it wouldn't let her register because she was already registered. It was so bizarre. And she was kind of sad that she couldn't vote. She was all looking forward to it. So that was interesting. So anyway, so the question was, who is your favorite guy and who is your favorite girl? And you swipe left or you swipe right to vote for the people. And you only got one vote though. So I had to swipe left until the one person that I got to for the person I chose. Now, you can see from my choice right here, I chose Olandria for my favorite girl. I like the way she's playing the game. She's willing to kiss the other people. Even though I keep talking crap about kissing all these people, it feels like she's playing a good game, even more than Shelly, who is my second favorite at this point, because I don't really like Shelly's game. I don't like how she's just sitting around with Austin and kind of just sitting around with, Ace. I hear Olandria saying, oh, I need this, this, and this. And I don't really. And then, okay, well, Shelly did say, I like spontaneous stuff also to Austin. But she didn't give him any ideas, which Austin needed. Whereas Olandria was like, yeah, I need something from you, a hand on my knee, a kiss every now and then. Like she gave him ideas to help him along with what her love language be acceptable. It's just something about the triangle situation that Shelly has with Ace and Shelly had with Austin. I don't know. I just didn't really like how long that happened. I don't know. I feel like she needed to decide also, but I also feel like she wasn't exploring other people because these two people obviously wasn't working, you know? Anyway, so I chose Olandria for my favorite girl and swiped left on everybody else. And for my favorite guy, you might be surprised with as much stuff as I was just talking about as cold sore, but I chose Nick. Yes, I did because I appreciate Nick's game. So far, I don't feel like he's moving dishonestly, but he's experiencing the game. But I could be wrong. Hey, he could just be a player Mac player who booed up with Sierra till the next best thing came. Who knows? But just like how he straight up told Jeremiah that time, like I lost a little respect for you because I just think you should have taken care of her better. I respected that. He even said that and had that thought process. And then oh, I respected how he had talked so much crap about Huda and then went and stood behind Jalen. So he stood on business. I appreciated that too. Yeah. And I kind of like that there's this whole secret like attraction between Olandria and Nick specifically. So I those were my choices. And then some of the other test questions are, let me see. So the super chat from Annie says, Huda is aggressive, abusive, and disrespectful. It's insane how much she's coddled. Let me tell you, it's like the amount of coddling. Everybody's making an excuse video for her. They're saying things like, oh, people must be Zionists if they are not here for Huda and her abusive behavior towards this man because she's Palestinian and Jordanian. And so you must be a Zionist if you have a problem with her abusing this black man on TV because Arab women are just like that. And the closest thing to an Arab woman is a Latina. All kind of stuff. I mean, hey, I haven't said it, but I've heard it. Uh, let's see. There's more comments. He still vote for them in the end. Anne says, I don't want Andreina and Jeremiah to win it all. Shelly has been through it in the villa. Had Olandria stayed with Jalen, I would have voted for them to win. Yeah, definitely. Hey, Carmi. I don't want Adriana and Olandria says maybe facing Olandria will be making faces at Taylor. I don't think she really likes him. That's what I was just showing you on that one. Let me see, where is it? These faces. That's the face. She be making faces. You're right. She be making faces. Yeah. I bet Huda's daughter is a menace. Oh my God. Please tell me about it. And I'm just saying, I don't know if she's acting like her daughter having a little temper tantrum, but it's really like it just was so immature. I'm not talking about her kid or nothing. I'm just saying that I literally the way she was having a temper tantrum, I could picture her at 5. I pictured her 5 years old in that temper tantrum. And her daughter happens to be 5. So that's why I'm even saying that. But that was such a you took my lollipop temper tantrum. It was amazing. Carrie says, no matter what, the question was, Huda was going to pick Jeremiah. Sorry, you guys, my allergies are a lot today. She was going to pick Jeremiah. She just wanted to touch him. Yep. She's so manipulative and scary to me. She did. She immediately was like, oh, Iris, get up. And then started inching her feet back over towards him and got closer and closer. And then did that lingering, then she did like a lingering, like it could have been another kiss, like one final kiss goodbye, but he didn't bite at it. So I like that. I feel like Huda would go for Taylor, I agree, but don't want to cross. Oh, I don't think Huda cares. I don't really think Huda cares about crossing anybody. The internet is making excuses for her saying she's Arab. Yep, I was just talking about that. Even especially Arab men are really coming to her defense. Hey, I wish some black women could get some people to come to our defense like that from our own culture because these Arab men are about it for theirs. They're like, don't call her Arab. We just like that. I wish 3 black men would get on the camera and be like, don't call her an angry black woman. We just like that. And like try to normalize our passion. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Um, the app crashed. Oh, they kept voting for an extra couple of oh God, oh darn, doggy, look at that. They're saying that the app crashed is why we figured it did. Then we were literally like, we bet the app crashed. Yep. So we did try later, but it still didn't let her. It still never let her. We tried late too, huh, Mom? We tried till like 11 almost, huh? You still
Yeah, I'm still here. I
yeah.
don't know how to type the stuff in.
Yeah, yeah, it's too much. It's too much. Um, Olandria fumbled by letting Jalen go. She could have won. Yeah. Hey, look, I now that I'm learning, I think people should listen to America. That might be a cue on how far you'll get. You know, I don't know if that's typical. Shelly was smart. in keeping the triangle going for survival, but I wish she explored. That's what I'm saying. And that's all I was saying, is that the triangle thing, she let it go on too long without exploring other people. That's exactly what I said. Carrie, if Sierra wins, if if Sierra wins, she will take all the money. she is the one what she is the one in watching as an undercover game player. Oh, I don't think she wants a relationship at all. Yeah, look, leave it to the person who like has imaginary unicorns in their purse, right? Because she comes off very like flower child, boho, and I like her and everything. So, but yeah, I wonder will she split the money? Yep, she constantly make that she likes is disgusting. Annie, thanks for another one. OMG, look, another one. It's rather telling how Arab men are still supportive of Hootie. Let it be a black woman. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm. Yes, yes. Imagine if it was, and even more so. I wish. I wish a brother would. I wish a brother would make a whole video standing up for one of these housewives when they're getting called angry or whatever, just all out of the blue. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Huda would go for anyone just to stay in the villa. I was thinking about that milk challenge with Huda and Jeremiah. Huda is not a girl's girl at all. She sees all the women as competition. Serena is lucky Cordell defended her. That blow up cost her many brand deals. Yes, Serena is lucky Cordell defended her. Yes, yes. Um, I'm on Eastern time. Oh, it was 1:45 when I voted. 11:45. Wow. Beyonce is the only one. No way. Beyonce is the only one. What does it say? That she needs. You're the only one I need. Jana is doing well with Kenny. I'm not sure who that is. Jana is doing well with Kenny. Q's channel. Sis, I'm going to let you go. I pushed back the show till 9:30 tonight. I'm going to try to get a nap. I'm still tired. I love you. Have a great rest of your show. And nice meeting you, Mama Curves. Right on, Q. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, you got to get your rest for securing the premises. I know. Oh, no way, Annie. Thank you so much. Look, and I'm really dressed up. I totally hug Mama Curves. I was getting ready. I was like, oh, I'm going to go on at 9. And then I was like, I'm going to go on at 10. And then I was making my media. And then I got ready to go on at 11. And then I was like, well, let me get dressed. I called Mama Curves. I said, I got dressed. I said, is this okay? She's like, oh, you look really cute. I mean, I pulled out all my stuff. I got my little love necklace. And then the ladies, the Shelley and Olandria of it all inspired my braids today. My hair, I usually wear it like just an any old kind of bun, but I decided to get architectural on us today. Okay, because I know I like when Shelly's hair be up and stuff. So thank you. Yay. Yes. And then I pulled out my red dress, slipped on my high heels, and some of that sweet perfume. It sure smells good on you. Yes, so I'm feeling myself today, people. I think I jumped a timeline or something because I'm in the building and I'm feeling myself. Okay, thanks, Annie. Yes, she definitely gives Flower Child. Yeah, totally, right? Jana Serena from last season, Love Island. So, oh, Jana, is she the one that's on the Destination X bus? Is that Jana? Because we've been watching Destination X2, which we will be reviewing some of those. I really like now that Jana's on, I really like the show. I don't know. I like Jana. I do not like that Ty made Jana part of her lies in from the jump. I do not like it. And I do not like that Jana went along with it. I feel like Jana should have definitely spoken up and said, "Oh no, you don't remember that was me that handed that to you. I must look different now or something." I would have worked in the truth because now you're on the bus And they already got the first black lady off who they caught in the lie. And now they're going to turn their ire to you, darling. They're going to turn it right around to you and be like, well, she was part of the lie. We can't trust her either. Even though Rick Sass was the white man who was the first known liar, on purpose liar. They know he's a freaking liar. And they just keep giving him pass after pass after pass. Well, we can work with him. Oh, well, we can work with him. That lady told one lie and they were like, the black lady tells one lie. They push her down the stairs. I'm telling you, Jam is going to be next by association. They had to focus on who they knew to be a liar, which was Ty, because they've known her longer. Even though she had just helped them and everything, they did not care. Even the one, she had saved Annie already from the one who likes the other little guy on the boat on the bus and they be kissing and stuff. Shane and Annie, right? And Ty had saved Annie at least twice. She's like, I can't piss her off yet. That's my girl. I'm not going to send her dude home. And first chance Annie got, she sold Ty up the river. I was like, yes. Carrie, I agree. Huda is hateful. Absolutely beautiful. Yes, Destination X pronounced Janae. Okay. And they have a show coming out with the final 3 couples. Oh, cool. That'll be nice. Janae. Peter will keep Janae. Yeah, Peter, I liked him in Traitors too. And he is a lie detector. Ty picked the wrong one to lie to because even on Traitors, he could smell a lie from the other room in that Scottish castle. She picked the wrong one to lie to. He just met her and he was already like, oh, she a liar. Because Peter be knowing. She picked the wrong. He said, are you telling me the truth? She said, oh, absolutely. He was like, she's a liar. Me and Janae came in together. Ty is competition as she is a lawyer and flight attendant. Well, that was stupid for her to lie. I think that was really a misstep for her to lie. She could have just corrected and been like, oh, I just didn't know that they were going to be on the bus. I didn't know. But to make her complicit in the lie is my biggest issue with that. Thanks. Yes. And for supporting the channel. It's funny. I guessed all of the destinations. Yeah, you're good. I knew that was where Bella Hadid's mom is from, Yolanda Hadid. When they got to that place, I was like, Yolanda Hadid's house. And sure enough, I knew that. And I figured the other one was Paris, but then they kept saying Cannes, and I was like, well, I don't know. Maybe it is Cannes because Paris just seems so simple. So, okay, let me get back to this real quick. So we're back to the voting part of the show, and I wanted to go over the votes with you guys because you get to vote and then they immediately show you the poll who won. So let's go here. Smash that like button, smash the subscribe button on your way in or out, ring the bell. Love to interact. Leave a comment, share the video. I think we're like literally 4 away from 3K. Tell a friend to come over here and sub so we can get to our 3K this weekend, you guys. 3,000 subs. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. Yes, indeed. Oh, I don't like this one. I don't like the TikTok story one. I like the thumbnail one. Mama Curves, do you have any additional thoughts you're going to be telling the people while I look up this new media? Are you taking another nap, Mama Curves? Okie dokie, let's see. So, YouTube thumbnail, that one wasn't it. Sorry, you guys. Okay. But Love Island, I can't get enough. I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. And I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. I just can't seem to get enough of love. Okay, so this first vote, the question was the only vote we all got to participate in that's going to matter on tomorrow night's Love Island. It comes on every night on Peacock. Okay, it's and so the question was, who's your favorite? I said Nick and Olandria. So that's why you see these two here. It's not going to tell us who the winner is on this particular vote until Sunday. Now, on this one up here, it's like, uh-oh, trouble in paradise or just a friendly chat. And the two people in this one are JD Vance, I mean TJ, and Sierra. Okay. So and everybody thinks the yellow one, you can't really see it, but what has the most votes is Trouble in Paradise at 56% at the time of my vote. Just a Friendly Chat got 44%. And then the poll right behind me says, is week 3 too soon for anyone to be closed off? The top one says, which got the most votes, because you see how the yellow is shorter. So the top one says, totally, magic takes time. For 3 weeks is too soon to be closed off. 466,000 people voted in that poll. In the other poll that I just set up here, at the time I voted, that was 323,000 people had voted in that poll. That's more viewers than some of the freaking housewives and below decks and summer houses get. This one right here is as many viewers as Real Housewives of Atlanta got the first time Phaedra returned to the season 16. So these are very high numbers. This show is a freaking phenomenon. It feels like you're part of something. It's so bizarre. It feels like you're part of something beyond just a freaking humiliation ritual, actually. But these numbers are astronomical. And this was just like at 9:30. I bet if you guys go in, you can download the app to participate on your own. Okay. Now we have another poll. Oh, let me get it. This one. So these are all polls you can interact in on the thing. So back to that whole, I wish they had Slap-O-Vision. This is the equivalent to Slap-O-Vision, Smell-O-Vision. You get to participate. You're like, you don't like somebody, you get to slap them off the screen. Knock some sense into her, whatever. Shake a bitch. I don't know. But you get to participate. It's so cool. So this right here, this question is, Nick lasted 25 seconds. Are we screaming or sympathizing? And the lasted 25 seconds is because it got revealed that, remember I told you that Sierra mounted Nick, and he only lasted 25 seconds. He had to go tell his boys on his own. He had to go tell on himself that after not getting none and rubbing up and doing all the kissing and all the other things he's been doing, that once Sierra mounted him, he only had 20 seconds worth of 25 seconds worth of huh. Okay. So the question that won is the yellow question, and that says, at least he apologized, because he did apologize to Sierra. And they were like, that's not big Nick energy, was the losing poll. This poll right here is Andreina's coming with I'm taking your man energy. Which man do you think she'll take? And then it's ranked 1 through 6 for the men in the house. Number 1 that they think she'll take is Jeremiah. Number 2 is Nick. Number 3 is Pepe. Number 4 is Ace. Number 5 is Austin. And number 6 is Taylor. And then over here, we have this other poll. Can you see it? And it's almost a tie. So this is saying Iris and TJ Beach, nice lips, hot kiss, can't stop smiling. So I like this 39%. I love this 41%. Not for me, 19%. So I love this. So that means people are digging the new Bombshell TJ and the last Bombshell Iris together. They're digging it. And then we have another poll. Is this one? This one? Okay, so for this poll, this right here is a picture of Olandria, and it says, "Can you see Olandria as a country wife on a farm?" And so the reason they're asking this question is because one of the scenes we didn't talk about was Olandria and Taylor talking about life on the farm and what a day in his life as a cowboy looks like on the farm. Now they've been booed up. We're in episode 16. So like I said, every day is an episode. So that's 16 days in. She's been coupled up with Taylor for since the beginning, pretty much unchallenged, and except for Jalen, who was there for like 24 hours or something like that. And she came on the show wanting a country guy. She wants a country man, country man, country man. And they've been talking for 16 days, and you're just now finding out what a day in the farm is like. So now I'm like, Olandria, you taking too long, sis. He smells like ass, and you just finding out that his life is boring as AF. That's boring. He's like, oh, I clean the corrals, I do this, I do that. And then I go rodeo on the weekend, and that's cute and everything, but I don't know if it's going to be enough for Olandria when she leaves here with 1 million followers. Okay. So anyway, the question was, can you see Olandria as a country wife on a farm? 411,000 fans answered. 411,000 fans answered. Yeehaw! Giddy up, cowgirl. So that's the blue up there that won. People are down with it. 26% of the people said, ain't hitching my wagon to that. This question up here is, how gross is the milk transfer part of what's your beef? This has the most answers so far. The most. Because there are a whole lot of people that agree with me and my mama that that was way too much and it was disgusting. And we can totally keep all of that out, especially when the cold sore just healed. Okay? So 557,000 people voted at the time of this posting. And they were like, triple gross won. The bottom thing is triple gross is what won. 3% people said it's not that bad. 6% of the people said it's a little bad. 90% of the people were like, hell nah. Now, behind me is another poll. Can you see it that way? Can you see it that way? Let's see. How can you see it? Bam. So that poll, the yellow question one. The question is, should Huda have talked to Hannah before pulling Pepe? And yellow won and blue did not. You guys, I think Hannah might be a favorite. 962,000 people voted at the time of this post. That's almost, no wonder the shit was broke, Ma. That's 1 million fans were voting on this stuff in this thing, girl, you guys. All for Hannah. This is pro Hannah because the winner was the yellow answer. And the yellow answer is, of course, sisterhood matters. 73.4% of the people, 73.4% of 9,600,000 people voted and said pretty much that Huda is a snaky snake for doing that. Because they do not believe that Love Island has different enough rules for Huda to not step to Hannah who's hawk tooted in her hand to screw Pepe the night before. That's a lot. But I'm glad the people are seeing. And then we have this one. And again, I just wanted to show you guys that the time for me to be able to actually participate and vote. And I was on the ready. I was sitting there ready, you guys. I was sitting there ready. And you can see my timestamp for my screenshot is 7:03 p.m. So I was able to cast my vote for Nick and Olandria as my favorites. I have my reasons. Like, okay, like I don't feel like he's really moving right. I feel like he really likes other people and he might be playing with Shelly. Because he could have pulled her a lot from the beginning, but the amount of time that it took him to pull her, I feel speaks to the amount of time he thinks he has, that he's so sure he'll get her. And I feel like that's a little cocky. Like, you got to show her that you're into it. I like the little things he did. I'm not saying he didn't do anything. And when he chose Amaya instead of her, and he did some other something where I was like, really, where it doesn't really show me that he really, 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 really likes Shelly for sure. And then when the newest bombshell came in, I mean, he was practically jumping out of his skin, like the person in Mask, where he's like, oh, and the tongue rolls out of his mouth and the eyeballs pop out of his head, like in cartoons and stuff. Look, I got my Angela. I'm gonna show you guys. I got my Angela fan on. I think hers is quieter than this, but Mama triggered her heat flash in there talking so much. Okay. Okay. So let's see. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys my timestamp. So if you plan on voting next time, it's time to vote. I'm not sure when that is. You go to Love Island, USA, in your app store, you download the app, you register to vote. You can register as soon as you open the app, I think. If it's your first time registering, sorry. You are. So you can register to vote. So then by the time the voting comes open, next time you're already registered, open that app as soon as 7 o'clock. They let you know, look, voting is going to start at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Voting is supposed to stay open for 2 hours. You need to be pre-registered. You get one vote. It tells you all of that. But like we've been finding out, the stuff's been crashing. The most votes on any of the questions was the question about Hannah that we saw. They didn't tell me how many people voted on this one because it's not tallied right then. But had my tally included in the tally, then it would have told me which vote I was. So basically, I was the. We're about to go soon. So for the one that had 9,600 um, 56 fans answered. That meant I was the 56 because it captured my answer. So I was, and in this other one, I was the 495,729th fan to answer this question over here. So people are playing, people are invested. You don't have to answer every question. You can download the app right now, and these questions are in there to vote on right now. They have swag there. We will be doing a swag giveaway here on Larger Curves. We're going to be at some water bottles and some other swag to go with our Love Island recap extravaganza for the next couple of weeks, and really looking forward to it. Mama Curves, you have any final thoughts?
It is captivating, it is fascinating, it is wonderful, and so different than my experiences of that age. Well, actually, they're in their 20s, so I was taking care of baby Leah then. And so it is.
And so it is. And you guys, we did want to make sure that we're always doing a PSA when watching this kind of show. And I hope if anybody from production is happens to watch, we think that and I was telling Mama Curves this earlier, um, for cast members like us, for viewers like us, because I'm telling you, this is like crazy. The fanaticism that's going on with this engagement of social experiment is crazy. They need to show us a drawer of condoms. They need to show us a drawer of prophylactics of some type to let the masses know that wrapping it up is still important. I feel like they are doing a disservice to not be promoting safe sex, at least, because even if you're in a social experiment like this, you can be promoting safe sex just like if it was a real life porno, like how they acted. There's prophylactics on set. Okay, there's some condoms on set if one of the ladies doesn't like the person in them raw. There's all kind of stuff. Look, they need to have some sanitizer, some Listerine, some mouthwash, some antiseptic or something that we need to see so that we can know that these are children, you guys, pretty much adult children running amok. Okay, and we need to know that they're protected, in my humble opinion, and they're protecting their health. At least that's what I think. Okay, let's see a couple more comments, and then we're gonna go because my battery's dying and everything. Let's see, where are they? Let's see. Yeah, shake a bitch. I'm crazy. Shake a bitch a vision. I did want that. Am I at the bottom of the comments? Let's go here, here. Okay. I hear you, Carrie. I like black men. They just don't like me. Oh, when I was coming up, so I chose the one that adored me. Yeah. You gotta get the ones that love you. And always love somebody that loves you more, well, at least loves you. But it doesn't have to be more. But yeah, you do want to feel adored. I feel like that when you feel like a person loves you more, it might feel like because you feel adored. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we need to feel that as women. So true, largest. Some of them younger than my youngest, exactly like these. And just like the opportunity for educating on safe sex, especially now that you had a freaking herpes outbreak. You're really not going to move any different. You literally couldn't do any of the things you had planned for 2 days because the herpes was in the house. And you're not going to put no mouthwash up there. You're not going to show me a drawer full of rubbers. You're not going to show me nothing that they're not taking prep. They're not, this would be a great opportunity to advertise for that prep thing where, they're taking it, or the HPV thing or something. I don't know, but I feel like it's a very big opportunity missed to be having this many holes in one space in a social experiment like this when it's being fed to our young people. And promiscuity aside, at least keep it safe, wrap it up. There's a lot of stuff that won't come up in even a CDC STD panel, okay? For months. It's not coming up for 2-3 months, okay? And you was active spreading it around, okay? Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about that. I saw the explosion of interest. Jason deserves every bit. He's awesome. No boundaries during the challenges. The milk and ketchup both almost. Oh! Olandria is super loved. And I'm one of them. Yes, I love Olandria. I voted for that O question. Right on. Not SSA. Yes, SSA. That part, Carrie. Only need 2. You're funny. TJ prefers Sierra. I think he does. I feel like he liked Hannah from outside the house, and then he got in the house and kissed Hannah so fast that maybe that might have even turned him off. Like, he kissed her because he could, and I feel like Hannah was just trying to get her lips on him first, and she had done what she came to do, which was break up Huda and Jeremiah. So now she can be on to like a real connection. Yeah, Olandria fumbled. She gave the advice to Huda, yet did not follow. Yeah, right? I picked, at least he apologized. Yes, I picked At Least He Apologized. I did too. But it was not good for Sierra. She's too interested. I see no chemistry. Jalen had a lot of brands reaching. Oh yeah, that was really sweet. I follow Jalen now. It's like Elite.Brown or something on Instagram. He didn't have TikTok or Instagram till he came back. He went from like 56 followers to like over 356,000 followers the day he posted his first video. And in the comments are all different types of brands that would love a good country, honest, authentic person like him to come through. And somebody was saying that they feel like, as far as that goes, that the show could stand to like use more people like Jalen actually, because he's not a content creator. He's not there for clicks and views. He really was there possibly for the experience of it all. He literally had just got his first passport, and he literally went to find Love Island, and got beat out by all of these content creators and would be influencers, right? Who are literally there to grow their subs. Yes. Um, I saw Mama Curve slide on the camera. Yeah, a few minutes ago. I meant Sunday night. What do you think? Who's going home? Look, I hope Huda goes home, but I think Huda has an army. I'm not sure if all the Arabs in America are going to be voting for Huda on GP so they can run with this narrative that that's just how we are. That's just how we are. Nothing to see here. No adjustments need to be made at all. This is how we get to treat people, especially a black man. So nothing to see here. So yeah, but I need her to get off my screen. So true. Some of them younger than my sis, younger. Yep, I need to see a bowl of condoms in the bathroom, in the drawer. They need a bowl of condoms on every nightstand between the beds. They need a bowl of condoms. They need some antibacterial sanitizer. They need some Lysol spray, some Clorox wipes. They need it. They really do freaking need it. As a matter of fact, I used to think that when the old soap operas would come on, because that's the last time we've seen this many people kissing on camera in one day in the same environment. But I could swear that Erica Kane, Susan Lucci used to say that there was something she put on her lips, like this film stuff that you could put on your lips so that when you kiss, it's like a barrier is made so that you don't get cold sores. And if that doesn't exist and I never heard that story, then somebody feel free to go make that shit because it needs to exist. Okay? If there's some kind of something we could put on people who are going to be kissing multiple people where it will stop you know, the stuff from getting on to you, hey, I just made you some money. I just made you some money. Okay? If TJ chooses Iris, it's only because he wants to be safe. Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, Carrie, I want Sierra and Shells together. Oh, please. Oh my gosh. Ace and you do? Oh, please. Li the gods. I'm glad you did. Go where you are appreciated and adored. Exactly. That's where you should be. Aces only pulls Shelly when he feels like it was a guaranteed yep to be up. If he don't work on the outside, yep. And then there's this weird rumor going around that Shelly and Ace are married with a child already. Please. Come on, people. Whatever. I hear you, Carrie. I like black men. They just don't like, oh yeah, we said that already. Shelly and Sierra will split the 100K. Yeah, if they chose each other, they would split the 100K. Have they ever had a gay couple on this show? That's what I want to know. Okay, you guys. Mama Curves, you have any final thoughts before we get out of here? We're right on 2 hours, 1 hour per episode. If not, then we're going to wrap it up the way the people on Love Island need to wrap it up.
Adios.
Adios. Okay, you guys. Thanks for coming to Larger Curves today. Make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. Give it up to Mama Curves. This is her first live, her first ever live on my YouTube channel. And thanks to all the people who were in here with us, getting us together today, making our live enjoyable and interactive. And we really appreciate it, right, Mama Curves? Who do you think is going to get voted off, Mama Curves?
Well, I hope Huda.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
she has not redeemed herself with me, and so, and I don't think she can, because
right?
she's still got the evil eye on people and stuff. So
Yes.
yeah,
She's still eyeballing uh old dude from apart across the room, which isn't cute. It's not that cute, you know. But like I said, you guys go ahead, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. If you have not already, ring my bell. Ring my bell so you can get notified next time I upload videos and become part of the beautiful curvy community that we're growing in the YouTube streets. And you know what I always say, there's enough to go around. So you're going to go get some. I'm going to go get some because you also know what? It's the second day of spring, y'all. The summer solstice happened yesterday. And so we are in it. We are past the halfway mark for this year. And we're in the second half of the seasons for this year. And you know what they always say, second half, best half. So I hope you're going to go ahead and live your best life because you deserve it. Okay. And if you're dealing with anybody that's playing in your face, make sure you're wrapping it up. Okay. And all of that stuff. Take care of yourself. Be kind to each other because love doesn't have to just be on an island. It can be in your heart all the time. Okay? Okay, Curvies, that's it. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for being you. And special shout out to Mama Curves for being in the house. See you in the next video, Curvies. Remember what I always say, there's enough to go around. So go get some. Peace.